Hi, guys. Thanks for joining me today. I'm glad that you've decided to come and check out this video, which is video number 10 for our middle school 5th through 7th grade students. And the live class for this video will be on November 16th, this Monday at 7 o'clock p.m. So I hope that you will join us. If you need the link to that video and you don't already have it, or to that live class, go ahead and contact the church or contact me, and we'll be sure that you have it, because we'd love to have you join in the live class as well, so that we can chat and catch up and have some fellowship. So I hope you'll consider joining us for that. So today, our story is another of Jesus's parables. And if you remember what a parable is a story that's meant to teach something. And we've had many of these as our lessons, these parables. So Jesus tells a story with the hope that we learn something from it. So our parable today is called the parable of the talents. So what is a talent? What talents do you have? So if I said to you, tell me a talent you have, maybe you'll say, I play the piano, or I know how to sing, or I take tap dance, or I'm a good ball player, or I like to bowl. That there are lots of different talents that people have, things that people are good at. And in our story today, Jesus talks about talent and how that when we use our talents, we're investing the talents that God has given us in order to grow. So we're going to hear our gospel lesson today. And in fact, instead of me reading it, I actually found a video for us to watch that talks us through this parable. But I do want to talk a little bit about the meaning of talents in this story. So in the video, talents are referred to as actually like an amount of money. It was a coin that was very valuable, in fact, worth like a year's wages. So that's worth a lot of money. So in the parable, the word talents means this coin, this amount of money. But like all of Jesus's parables, they have several meanings. So as we talk about this talent of money and investing it into something good, we can also talk about the talents that God has given us. And how do we invest them out in the world so that they grow and continue to get bigger? So let's watch our video, and then we'll chat a little bit afterwards. So let me go ahead and pull this up. Make sure I have the sound on so we can all hear it together. All right. Let's listen to our gospel story.
Once upon a time, there was a man about to go on a journey. This is a story Jesus told called a parable. This man had 3 servants. Before he left for his trip, he called them to watch over his money. To one, he gave 5 bags of gold. To another, he gave 2 bags.
Yahoo!
And to another, he gave 1 bag.
Woohoo!
After he did this, the master left on his journey. The man who'd received 5 bags of gold immediately put his money to work, gaining 5 more. The one with 2 bags did the same and gained 2 more. But the man who had received the 1 bag of gold left, dug a hole in the ground, and hid his master's money. After a long time, the master returned to collect his money. The man who had received 5 bags of gold returned his gold first.
Master, you've entrusted me with 5 bags of gold, and I've gained 5 more.
Well done, good and faithful servant. You have been faithful with a few things. Now, I will put you in charge of many things.
The man who was given 2 bags came next.
Master, you've entrusted me with 2 bags of gold, and I've gained 2 more.
Well done, good and faithful servant. You have been faithful with a few things. Now, I will put you in charge of many things.
Then the man who had received 1 bag of gold came.
Master, I was afraid I'd disappoint you, so I buried your gold. Here it is back.
You wicked and lazy servant. You should have put my money in the bank so I'd at least get interest back. I'm sorry, my servant, but you are fired. We have no use for you here. As I've said before, whoever is faithful with a little will be trusted with a lot. You were not faithful with a little, so I cannot trust you anymore.
This was the parable of the bags of gold. We must all be faithful with what God has given us, because it all belongs to Him. If you do that, you will surely be blessed. And being blessed by God is the greatest it can get. The end.
There's our gospel story from the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 25, verses 14 through 30, the parable of the talents. And this story is a reminder that following God, kind of like investing money, can be risky. But when we dare to use what God has given us, we will have a full life. See, God has invested in you and in me. So, how do we grow that out in the world? How do we take what God has given us and use it out in the world and multiply it? So, I want you to think about, what are the talents that God has given you? And how do you share those out in the world? You know, I think of people who sing, and they sing in their church choir to bring to life the words of God in song. And they use that talent to glorify God. People who are, good cooks, they spend time working to make food for those in need and putting it out in the world. We can take our talents and grow them out in the world to glorify God. So let's think about what our talents are so that we can talk about them at our live class on Monday, because I would love to hear about the talents that God has given you, and that we can talk about, what can we do out in the world? How do we grow those out in the world to do the good work that God has called us to do? So that is our gospel lesson for today. And I do hope that you will join us on Monday so that we can talk a little bit more about it together and share in our talents. So I hope you have a wonderful weekend. And I'll see you during the children's message during church on Sunday. And I hope I get a chance to talk with you on Monday during our live class. Take care. Bye for now.